Welcome to my next Better Call Saul Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am, rewatching or watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure, I've already seen this show all the way through one time. In fact, I actually did episode review videos of Season 6 of Better Call Saul on this channel. So, if you want to jump ahead just a little bit, click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video. That will be my Better Call Saul Season 6 playlist. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Somewhere in between top 6 to top 12. I'm not exactly quite sure where it's going to land once I redo that particular ranking list, but it's a pretty good show, a great prequel to Breaking Bad, which is another one of my favorite shows of all time, which is higher ranked. It's right now sitting at number 3 of all time. But I like the show a lot. I wanted to revisit it and let it resonate because I kind of binged it to get caught up with Season 6 episodes when they were actually airing live on AMC. So, again, just want to revisit the show and let you know what my thoughts are. With all that said, and actually what I'll do, I'll also put my Breaking Bad playlist right there with all my episode reviews of Breaking Bad, my characters ranked, my seasons ranked, all that and more. It'll also be my El Camino review as well. So, with all that said, this will be Better Call Saul Season 5, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Dedicado, a Max. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So, after waking up at the Mexican compound, Mike wanders into the kitchen and asks the cook, Sonora, where he is. Learning that the phone can't make long-distance calls, Mike leaves the property and walks some distance down a dirt road. He finds and sits next to a road marker where he notices that the battery of his phone is dead. Gus's doctor, Barry Goodman, approaches Mike and states that Gus has tasked Barry with keeping him alive. Mike begrudgingly allows Barry to take him back to the compound. Then a demolition crew is making preparations to empty and bulldoze Everett Acker's house when Jimmy, acting as his capacity as Acker's attorney, approaches them. Jimmy and Acker persuade a sheriff's deputy that the address on the eviction order is incorrect, forcing the demolition to be delayed by a day. Kevin meets with Kim and Paige and complains about Jimmy's stalling tactic. Kim tries to withdraw from the case, citing the conflict of interest of having Jimmy, her boyfriend, being Acker's counsel. Kevin suspects that Acker hired Jimmy precisely to have Kim removed from the case and insists that she press ahead with building the Tucumcari call center. Mike's wound from his stabbing is being stitched by Barry, who tells him that he is free to leave and take a bus back to the United States from a town some distance away, but warns that he won't survive the journey unless he is fully recovered. Mike remains curious why Gus went through so much trouble to get him treated. Exploring the rustic compound, he encounters a crowd of school children running past a brand new foundation in the public square. While walking away, the camera reveals a plaque on the fountain dedicated to Max. Jimmy is preparing another stall tactic when Howard phones him asking if he has considered his offer of a job at HHM. Jimmy falsely tells Howard that he is mulling it over and abruptly hangs up on him. After doing so, Jimmy strikes and breaks a object in a duffel bag with a hammer. Kim comes home and informs Jimmy that Kevin has refused to remove her from the Acker case. Jimmy asks him to recount her discussion with Kevin in detail, urging her to make a mocking imitation of his sitting posture and drawling accent. Role-playing the impromptu skit causes Jimmy and Kim to decide to take a shower together. Mike tries and fails to contact Gus on the landline telephone since the battery for his own mobile phone is still dead. Mike attempts to improvise a means of charging it using various scraps of electrical equipment he finds in the compound. Now, Walter White would have made that happen. While Mike is in the process of tinkering, Sonora hands him an actual charger. Mike is able to recharge his phone and make a call to Gus Fring, questioning him about why he has been taken to the compound. Gus tells him that now is not a good time to answer him and ends the call. Jimmy has planted the property he shattered the previous night on Acker's property and claims that his house sits on a purported Native American archaeological site, yet basically causing another delay in Acker's eviction. This becomes the first of many obstacles Jimmy has thrown in the way of the demolition crew, raising frivolous disputes, stagging a radioactive soil contamination, and faking a miraculous image of Jesus on Acker's house, causing delay after delay. Frustrated by Jimmy's antics, Kevin and Paige meet with Kim and Rich at Swikert and Coakley. Kim explains that Jimmy is trying to force Mesa Verde back to the negotiating table, while Rich suggests that they follow Kim's plan of building the call center at an alternative site. Despite the prospect of Mesa Verde facing a years-long court battle if continues to fight Acker, a stubborn Kevin angrily insists on his eviction. Kim and Jimmy discuss the Acker case in bed. Despite Jimmy's assurances that she did the best she could do for Acker, Kim has resigned herself to his impending eviction. After telling Kim that the pragmatic thing to do is to take the loss and move on, Jimmy suggests the idea that there is still another play to help Acker, going after Kevin, but warns it will become nasty, personal, and dangerous. Kim agrees to it, and Jimmy makes a phone call to Mike, who is still at the compound in Mexico, and offers him a paying job performing Oppo research. Mike refuses. After ending the call, Mike helps prevent water from leaking through the window during a rainstorm. The following morning, Mike performs repair work on the windowsill. Jimmy and Kim meet with another one of his criminal contacts, played by Stephen Ogg. I don't remember what his name was, who has done a thorough search of Kevin's background. In Jimmy's back office, Stephen Ogg's character admits that he broke into the searched Kevin house, but states he could not find anything damaging about him. Jimmy is wary of Kim hearing about Stephen Ogg's character's illegal activities, but Kim insists on getting the full details, and Stephen Ogg's character hands them several photographs he took of Kevin's house. When Stephen Ogg's character suggests that Kevin be abducted and taken out to the desert to be threatened, Jimmy ends the meeting and dismisses him. Jimmy apologizes for Stephen Ogg's character's attitude, but Kim, having noticed something in the photographs from Kevin's house, gives him a knowing smile as she comes up with a new plan. Kim is looking at the images of Mesa Verde's cowboy logo when Rich enters her office. Rich suggests to Kim that she temporarily disengage from her work on Mesa Verde. When pressed by Kim, Rich implies that he has seen through her actions and knows that she and Jimmy have been working against Mesa Verde and on the Acker case. And since Kim follows Rich into the hallway outside, and in front of the other staff members, angrily denies that she is throwing the Tucumcari case against her own client. Mike is about to finish repairing the window when he overhears Gus Fring conversating with Sonora in the next room. He walks outside to find Gus standing at the fountain in the public square. Gus tells Mike that he does not want Sonora to know about their association, preferring to keep his criminal dealings as far away from the compound as possible. When Mike further questions what Gus wants with him, Gus replies that Mike faces a choice, that he either continue his self-destructive behavior or return to Gus's employ as a soldier in his war against the Salamakas. Mike balks at the idea of being Gus's button man, but Gus finally tells him why he is so interested in Mike's well-being, because Mike understands Gus's need for revenge. And that's what ends this episode of Better Call Saul. So there were a couple points where I dozed off during the episode. I don't know, just letting you know. So I'll give the episode an 8.2 out of 10. The characters of the episode, obviously Kim and Mike, did really good. So yeah, it was okay, but yeah, there was kind of some slow moments that kind of lost my attention. And of course, you've heard from me. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Better Call Saul and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. What would you rate it? And who would be your character or characters of the episode? Obviously, Jimmy is the character of every episode, but aside from him, I gotta pick somebody else. And remember to click right here if you want to watch ahead for my Season 6 review videos, which I'll redo, of course. Click right here for all my Breaking Bad content, all my episode reviews, my seasons ranked, my characters ranked, my favorite episodes of the series. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, share a damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.